The IMF cut global growth to 3%, but that is not the most alarming number in the data. Beneath the headline, households are carrying record credit card debt. Home prices have reached an all-time high, while the savings rate has collapsed to about 4%. Credit card delinquencies are now at their highest level since 2008. The headlines call this a strong economy, but the spreadsheets tell another story. The number being repeated is 3% global growth, down from 3.5% earlier this year. Half a percentage point can sound small until you see it as lost momentum in only 6 months. Growth still exists, but it is fragile. Oil prices have jumped nearly 10% in days because of the Iran war. Inflation has hit a 3-year high, adding pressure that makes growth feel like stagnation. Even the IMF says AI investment is helping hold up the headline number. But underneath that support, the fundamentals look weaker. That is why 57% of Americans still believe the economy is getting worse. The graph may point upward, but the warning lines beneath it explain why life still feels broken. If the headline is misleading, the next question is simple. What is actually breaking? American households now carry roughly $1.28 trillion in credit card debt. That is a record, but the balance itself is not the scariest part. The real danger is how fast that debt is becoming a trap. Credit card delinquencies have reached 13.12%. Payments 90 days or more late are now at the highest rate since the 2008 financial crisis. Average credit card interest rates sit above 21%. Carry a balance, and more than a fifth of it can become interest every year. A $5,000 balance can start moving towards $6,000 before it feels real. Many borrowers keep carrying balances because wages have not kept up with prices. Then the trap closes. The personal savings rate has fallen to about 4%. That leaves almost no buffer when the cost of living rises again. People must either cut needs or add more debt that compounds at 21%. This is not about luxury spending. Many are struggling with groceries and gas. The New York Fed and recent Harris polling show about half of Americans struggle to afford basics. The jobs numbers can look fine while the cost of living squeeze keeps getting worse. The consumer looks strong in headlines, but many households are borrowing just to cover basics. If debt is the first trap, housing is the next. The median home price has reached $440,600, an all-time high. The price is only part of the problem. The income needed to afford that payment has shifted much faster. In 2020, a median-priced home required about $66,000 in income. Today, it takes more than $120,000. That is an 82% jump in 6 years. A few overtime shifts or a side hustle cannot close that gap. Wages did not rise 82% in the same period. Affordability did not just tighten, the door slammed shut for many families. Harvard data shows 65% of U.S. households cannot afford a median-priced home. Fewer than 4 in 10 non-homeowner households can afford even a starter home. The main wealth-building tool for many Americans is now behind an income wall. Tight supply and higher mortgage rates keep many potential sellers locked in place. Buyers face fewer listings, higher payments, and rents that keep climbing. Your job may not be the safety net it appears to be. Headline unemployment can look stable, while job quality weakens beneath it. It does not show workers settling for part-time roles or gigs. It does not show tasks disappearing slowly as companies automate piece by piece. The Center for American Progress flagged growing labor underutilization in May. That means some people want full-time work but cannot find enough hours or pay. Companies are not always firing people in waves. But many are also not hiring in ways that create real opportunity. That leaves fewer pathways into new roles and fewer promotions. More people stay stuck in jobs that cannot cover debt and housing pressure. Indeed, Hiring Lab calls this the great mismatch. The issue is not only workers or jobs, but the missing pathways between them. AI is adding another layer of disruption. Meta alone has cut 16,000 positions as it restructures around automation. Yale's Budget Lab tracked AI spreading unevenly through the workforce. Some workers are being replaced, while others receive more work on the same desk. The real risk is losing the leverage and skills needed to keep up. Now comes the number that makes everything else look small. The U.S. national debt has crossed $39.28 trillion. It is now larger than everything the country produces in 1 year. This year's federal deficit sits at $1.9 trillion. The Congressional Budget Office says it could reach $3.1 trillion by 2036. The gap between what the government takes in and spends is widening. Debt held by the public is already 101% of GDP. By 2036, the CBO projects it could reach 120%. Annual interest payments have already crossed $1 trillion. That money cannot go to roads, schools, or other needs. It goes to bondholders instead of flowing back into the economy. As interest takes more of the budget, hard choices become harder. Raising taxes or cutting spending becomes politically difficult. Borrowing becomes the option lawmakers keep returning to. Every dollar borrowed today adds to tomorrow's burden. Future taxpayers will service that debt while paying for everything else. The government is running a version of the same debt trap households face. The pattern matters more than any single headline. This is not about predicting a crash. It is about spotting the signals before the mainstream story changes. Watch delinquencies, housing inventory, real wage growth, and debt service costs. Those are the numbers that show what is happening beneath the headlines. Data tells the truth when headlines refuse to.